when people are on LinkedIn, but is there any nuggets that you could kind of talk about how they could build it up?
Really just, update your work history and then highlight any EMR systems you use, like Epic. They hit me up all the time on LinkedIn. I mean, just because they see that I've used Epic on my LinkedIn.
All right, guys, if you guys been tuning in, you guys already know these segments have been going back to back to back, but this one is specifically, guys, it's all about remote nursing. You see, we're virtual right now, and I feel like the world is going virtual. And one of our speakers right now, we have Phil. He's actually on lunch break. Phil, are you on lunch, bro?
Yeah, man, this is my break. I can get my work done early. I could be flexible, and I made time for Armando to get this done here.
Yo, virtual summit, guys, it's virtual for a reason, so we could be anywhere. So many of us are just got off work or we're at work tuning in or it's our day off, and we're like, dude, how could I be like Phil right now, right? Making money and doing something that he loves to do. So tell us, bro, like what's your life like as a remote nurse?
Yeah, man, it's been good. First off, yeah, my name's Phillip. You can find me on Instagram at wfh.nurse.life. I also, sell different products to help people get into the remote nursing world. But yeah, remote nursing is great. I know it's a good option for people with, families and depends on what time of the life you're in right now. It works for me. I have two sons. They're both toddlers, and I thought like, yo, I have to, improve my mental health and my physical health at the same time while I'm taking care of my kids. Like I can't do this stuff when, I'm working 312s, 412s at the hospital and missing holidays
Yeah,
and missing weekends with my two toddlers because, I want to be with them and I want to watch them grow up. And this is like a very valuable time in their lives and my lives. So I decided to go into remote nursing after 10 years at Bedside.
nice. CV nurse, med surg, right? Phil, med surg, went into CV nursing, and then from CV, that's when you went to, was it Becky?
Yeah,
Or it was,
I did med surg for 3 years and then CVICU. I got my CCRN. I could have been a CRNA, but I was like, yo, that's not for me. I put family first. So I
yes.
decided to work from home. Right now I do utilization management and it's been great so far. I've been doing it for almost 2 years.
That's
I've
awesome.
landed two different jobs in the past 2 years. So I know how to find these jobs. I know how to get these jobs, and I help other nurses who are also burnt out and physically, mentally drained to get these jobs as well.
Nice. Well, we know, obviously, I think we all know the statistics. 62% of nurses right now are experiencing burnout. So that's 60%, guys. That's like, that's a high number, right? We've all experienced it. We've all been there before. So obviously, you got the credibility to speak about this clearly, right? You're living it. You're actively doing it. So let's go back to when you were first applying though, Phil. Like for nurses right now who want to get into that first step, what's the first steps that they need so they can land a remote nursing job?
Yeah, man. Well, how I first started was I searched Google and I found this group on Facebook called Remote Nursing Jobs. It's probably one of the best forums, best Facebook groups, best resources to search and ask for questions. You can use the search bar to look for companies. You can look for the type of job you're interested. So let's say you're interested in utilization review at this company. Just type that in the search bar and you can go down this rabbit hole of just looking at everyone's responses regarding what you tried to search for. But that's one of the first steps. And
Okay.
another first step is to search for jobs and you want to go on LinkedIn. Armando, do you have a LinkedIn?
I do, but it's weak. It's not strong at all.
Yeah, you gotta get a nice, updated LinkedIn with a nice picture. And that's where you can also search for jobs for remote nursing. I prefer that place. I think that's the best place to search for jobs. There's a search bar. You just type in nurse or the word clinical, and then there's a filter that says remote, and then you just hit
Oh
the
wow.
remote filter, and then it'll list a whole bunch of jobs that are, work from home, remote. I mean, you'll see different things. You'll see utilization review, utilization management, CDI, telephone triage,
Mm.
nurse auditor, HEDIS. Those are like the most common ones for remote nursing.
I was about to ask you that question, but you beat me to it, which is great. Which I was going to ask you, like, what do you search on the search bar, right, between Google, like all that? But I think sometimes when we provide too many options, people get overwhelmed. And I speak from just experience and all that. Too many options, you don't do anything. Sometimes just have a clear path. So Phil has already outlined a great clear path, right? LinkedIn, go on LinkedIn right now. You don't have to go on Google, just go LinkedIn and then do the filter. So to make things even more clear, so like you said, right, a bunch of things come out. Is there any like pro tips between pros and cons between any of these? Like maybe this one uh, isn't really like favorable or common
Yeah,
versus.
so like the best way for you to narrow down your search on what you want is decide if you want a job with, a lot of phone time or little to no phone time. I mean, that's how I narrowed my
Yeah,
search down. Of course, I wanted something with little to no phone time. I feel like most of the people do. But yeah, jobs with little to no phone time is HEDIS, nurse auditor, um, utilization review, utilization management, and clinical documentation improvement specialist. The jobs with lots of phone time, telephone triage, case management, nurse navigator, and you'll get familiar as you like search through LinkedIn
right.
and when you see these jobs.
That's a great. That was a nugget because right. Imagine like doing all this work, taking an interview job, landing it, being super excited to only hate it. And that's only because you didn't do the work beforehand, like Phil was saying, right? Like which one? Looking at maybe I'm more introverted. I don't like to be talking on the phone, so let me go to these that Phil just mentioned. So that's a great nugget, bro. That's a great nugget.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, anything you want to add to that?
Um, yeah, so I mean, there's also like other resources out there. Like there's a remote nurse. She's been around for like a while. She's like one of the pioneers. Nurse Fern. Go on her website. She has job boards. She has descriptions of each of these remote nurse positions. So she's one of the first resources I used also in getting a remote job. She also sells two important things. It's the ATS resume and a LinkedIn optimization, which we already went over LinkedIn, but you need a good resume to get that remote job.
Yeah, and obviously, so now that we know how to filter the job, how do you even get the job? So ways to land a job.
So you got to think that there's hundreds of applicants getting these or applying for these jobs. Like
Yeah,
within 1 to 2 hours on LinkedIn, you can see like 100 applicants. And the longer you wait, that's like 1,000 applicants after a week. So
dang.
what these recruiting jobs use is called an applicant tracking system. And basically, it just scans your resume and looks for keywords that matches the job description. And you just want to format your resume to make it easier for the robots to read and decide if your resume should be pushed to the recruiter's eyes. Because a person is not looking at your resume at first. It's a robot because there's
Right.
hundreds of resumes for a recruiter is not going to look through 100 resumes. This goes through a robot. So you just got to make that what we call it is ATS optimize your resume.
Dang, that is wow. That's amazing, dude. It's like certain words that the bot picks up, so you can be selected to even have the opportunity to interview.
Correct. You want to match as pretty much want to match as much words, and you want to format. You don't want anything too fancy. You don't want pictures on your resume. You just want it like nice and boring, and just a
Yeah,
good clean format. And that helped me get my first job when I first got an ATS resume.
got it. Nice, man. And you help with that though, don't you? With the resume.
Yeah. So like after 1 year into the remote nursing world, I was like, I think I can, be one of these influencers. There's a bunch of nurse influencers.
Yeah.
Every week there's someone new. And then I thought to myself, there's no one, or there's not that many remote nurse influencers on like Instagram or TikTok. I think there was like only 3 at the time when I first started this.
Nice.
Um, and like they kind of like I saw their content. They motivated me to start this, Instagram page and this business. But yeah, the I call them the big 3. So it's Nurse Fern, and then I'll say Jess McAllister and whoever made that remote nursing jobs Facebook group. Those were like the big 3 for me.
Nice.
Um,
Nice.
but yeah, then I decided to start, my own small business helping other nurses uh, get remote jobs. I already have about 17,000 followers, and I started this back in early January this year. I've helped many people get interviews. I've helped many people get jobs since then, since I've started this stand store.
Why don't you walk
Um,
us through, bro? Why don't you
yeah.
walk us through
So
why you're at it? Because I think that kind of piggybacks as you talk about remote nursing, guys. It's also about leveraging what you have. Like you build your social media a lot. Like as you pull it up, um, like why is it important for you to build a brand and be more than just 9 to 5? You're also looking to expand what you're already doing.
yeah, let me open up this real quick. Oh man.
Yeah. All right, we're
All
back.
right, let me show you my
Yeah, show
Instagram.
us. Show
Yeah,
us
so
what
this
you
is my
got, bro.
Instagram. I'm about to hit 17,000 followers. I started this back in January, but I've helped a lot of
Go.
people. Um, but yeah, this is pretty much what I do. I help other people escape bedside and start working from home. I got
Yeah, you got amazing.
uh, some testimonials. I like to be funny. I try to put funny stuff on here.
Yeah, you do.
Uh, I got tips, resources, and some podcast interviews. I could probably add this one on here later.
Yep.
But yeah, this is my content. I post jobs of the week, so you could see what company's hiring and for how much and what position.
But
Um,
bro, why is it key though that you build your social media at all? Because you could easily just work your 9 to 5 and call it a day. But you're building up your social media, your branding. Why is that important? And then tips for nurses to start to do that who may be more introverted. Let's say like they're like, oh, this is too much. I don't feel like doing this.
well, yeah, I mean, you got to do side hustles. You can't just rely on your W-2 job. You got to, invest, side hustles,
Right.
figure out ways to make money. I mean, you don't know if your job's going to let you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
so I mean, this I enjoy doing this. Like, this isn't a job for me. This is actually pretty fun. I like making content and I like connecting with people and seeing where they are in their nursing journey.
Yeah. That's
So,
fire, dude. That's fire. You have an amazing spot, bro. Amazing. Amazing.
yeah, so I mean, this is my Instagram, and then when I move over, this is when you click my stand store here. This is what I provide. Free quick guide, 2 pages, quick and easy. Pretty much what I just summarized with Armando right here. And then with
I don't think
a couple other tips, I sell a list of companies. I have a ATS resume template guide. Um, this is very important. This is what you need to get past the robots and get to the recruiter.
so. It's not showing on your screen. I think it might be another screen that you have. But
Huh.
regardless, guys, I think you know how to get there, right? The stand store. Click on it.
Yeah,
You'll be able to
you
see all the
just
resources.
click right there.
So, a question because this is a common question. What if a nurse that's in California lands a job with a company that's in Florida, right? Can you be out of state? Do you have to be in state? How does that work?
I know California is a non-compact state, so for those nurses, you have to apply for jobs within your state. So the best bet is your local hospital. You can just literally go on your hospital's career page and type in
Remote.
remote, work from home, and then you'll probably see a whole bunch of things.
But
Um,
but like what if so the company has to be based in the state that you work in, essentially? Like the
if
headquarters.
you only if you live in a non-compact state, so that's like California, I believe New York, and geez, I want to say Nevada are non-compact states, so they're only limited. I think Minnesota as well. Minnesota is non-compact. they're only limited to jobs within their state. But for me, like Florida, we can, we can work from, if the company is from any other state, we can work from there. Usually getting a compact license helps. So I have a compact license, that helped me increase my chances getting remote jobs and remote
That's another tip.
interviews.
That's another
Um,
tip. How does
yeah,
one go about getting that?
it's like where you applied to, get your original
Degree-
license. I know
Degrees.
there's an option that says upgrade to a compact license.
Okay. Are
And
you guys good?
a lot of companies want to look for that too, because a lot of companies are out of your area, so,
Yeah.
or out of state. But are you able to see my stand store right now?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, we
sharing.
see it. Man.
Oh,
We see it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So like I said, the free quick guide,
Good.
companies, ATS resume. Once you get your interviews set up, I have interview questions with star answers, so you want to check that out. Also do 4-in-1 bundles. Oh, Chat GPT your resume. If you need help
Yeah.
writing your resume, Chat GPT can do it for you, and I can show you how through here.
That's fire, dude.
I used to do resumes. I don't do anymore. That takes up too much of my time, but I can refer you guys to, other people that do them and do a really good job with them. And then also LinkedIn optimization, very important. And then on here, this is the Remote Nursing Jobs Facebook group, description of remote
Yeah.
RN jobs, and
Cool.
my other interview with Brian.
So
And yeah.
they'll definitely have time to check that out. So let's dive back into the real strategy, because people tuning in right now, they're like, all right, it sounds good. I know I got the skills, but do you need experience to be a remote nursing? And what do you do when they ask you, do you have experience? If you wouldn't mind closing down your screen too, bro.
Oh shoot. Yeah. Stop sharing. Yes. So I say you need at least 1 year bedside experience. Most places look for at least 3 years of bedside
Wow.
experience.
To
But you
be
gotta,
that's crazy.
but then you gotta also remember you're competing against nurses with 10+ years of bedside experience that want to work remote.
Right.
So yeah, that's that. Um, and what was the question?
Yeah,
This was
just asking like about experience. Like so it does help to have bedside experience when
oh
applying.
yes, yes, you need bedside experience.
That's interesting.
And you want to be very involved on your unit. You can't just just sit back and just coast at work. You want to like charge precept. You want to work on like the committees, help reduce fall risk, help reduce CAUTIs. And those are the things that these companies want to see on your resume.
Mhm.
You want to do projects. You want to, like what I was doing. I was like the magnet champion for my hospital. I helped get my hospital to magnet status. So that looks really good on my resume.
Yeah, yeah. So be involved in the unit to build up your resume helps a lot.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
got it. Got it. That's amazing. All right, great, great. Yeah, you see, guys, you can't just coast by making your resume better. And obviously, with remote, Phil's talking about other ways to leverage his time, because he gets essentially you got a lot of your time back, to be able to now do other things, right? Like I know
Oh
you
yeah.
also do real estate. You also are a a family man as well.
Yeah, man. I started real estate way before this. I mean, my first house was like a house hack, and I didn't even know what a house hack was before. I
Yeah,
was like, oh, let me just buy a house, low money down, and then have like some friends rent it out. And then I ended up, house hacking. And then once I moved out, like I got a property manager to manage that house. And then later on, I did like a 1031 exchange to buy a better house that'll cash flow.
nice.
But yeah, that's where I am with that. I don't even look at that house. My property manager does everything, so he'll
You,
just text me if like rent's late or something.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, but like also like with time, like I'm able to work out. Um, like I have a garage gym downstairs, so
nice.
during my 1 hour lunch break, I'll work out for an hour. I got to get ready for my cruise in November, and
There you go.
I got to get ready for EDC Orlando in November too.
Oh, word, bro. There
So
you guys go. Oh my gosh. Who's going to EDC Orlando, man? Drop something in the chat. I didn't know
yeah,
it was in November.
what's that?
I didn't know it was in November.
Yeah, it's always in November. I was there last year. I did the same thing last year. Like it was EDC, and then the week after I went on a Disney cruise.
Oh man, family
So
and fun. Family and
yeah,
fun.
that's that balance right there.
That's why that's a remote nurse right there.
But yeah, I mean, like working out's very important, guys. Like these people at bedside are like kind of. I mean, you see them. People are breaking their backs and
Yeah,
injuring themselves and eating terribly and not having time to work out. Like, and then you have kids to take care of. Like, I
yeah,
was like, I like like working out's like really a big part of my life also. So, I
that's
mean,
feel
yeah.
good.
So like I always have to work out, and like if I was still working bedside with the kids I have, like I would have no time to work out. But like now, I can work out when I get work done or during my lunch breaks.
Yeah, no, it's good. That's good. So I mean, I think we're all sold out on the fact that remote nursing is obviously a way to go. But how soon does a nurse can a new grad nurse apply, or what's your opinion on that? And then how soon can they apply if they're working bedside? A year, 2 years? Like how soon do you think would be good?
I always say like you need at least 1 year. Most of these companies look for 3.
Really?
So yeah, so I mean, after 1 year, you can start looking for companies. Like I've worked with different clients, so I know what companies are hiring and what companies are hiring these nurses without experience in like utilization review, utilization management. So I know which companies hire without experience. And then since I've worked with like several clients, so I'm kind of familiar which the companies to go after and which ones not to.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Now in these companies that you speak about, I mean, are they like how's the pay normally? Is it the same as bedside, or is it a big pay cut for people?
Typically, if you get a remote job locally, like within your local hospital, the pay is usually close to about the same.
Okay,
But right now, since I've started remote, this is probably the most money I've personally made since being a nurse. I mean, mainly, there's different factors to it. Like I don't have to commute, so I save on gas.
that's true.
Um, Also, I'm working more hours. Like before, I was like only working what 70, 72, and then but right now, I do the whole 80 hours Monday through Friday, 40 hours a week, so 8 hours a day.
Right,
So
right.
I mean that helps me, get more money too. But I mean at the same time, there's still flexibility within the day, within the schedule.
Yeah, yeah. You're not burnt out. You're not tired. Like,
Ex-
or you're like, dude, I just worked 80 hours. Like, you're exhausted.
Exactly. But I mean, what I usually recommend is if you're early in your career, if you're in your young 20s, like maybe 3, 4 years as a nurse, you're not going to get that much. You probably won't get a pay cut. You'll probably get a pay increase. But
Hmm.
like, of course, like there's going to be that nurse that's like 20 years in the ICU that works nights, that's trying to get like a daytime,
It
remote
might be a
position.
pay cut. Yeah,
There might be a pay cut. Yes. I mean, you just have to like, think of the pros and cons and, what you need in your life.
exactly, exactly. So when people are on LinkedIn, right, bringing that back, how could they? I know you have a LinkedIn optimization thing, but is there any nuggets that you could kind of talk about how they could build it up? Because it's easy to just create an account on LinkedIn. Obviously put up your resume, maybe a nice little headshot, fix your bio a certain way. But any specific, tips on how to like really stand out?
Really just, update your work history and then highlight any projects or any EMR systems you use, like Epic. Like put
Yeah,
Epic on there.
yeah.
Like there's a lot of Epic analyst positions that work remote, and like
There you go.
they hit me up all the time on LinkedIn. I mean, just because they see that I've used Epic on my LinkedIn, and then they're like,
Wow,
"Hey, do you want this Epic analyst position? We can interview you." But that's another story.
that's a good hack.
I
That's a good hack.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I had, yeah. Ep- you get a bunch of recruiters that reach out to you for like all the time for different remote positions. Like like every week I get like a recruiter messaging me about like utilization review, utilization management, or something. So
No, now I think as a nurse that work bedside, right, we're familiar with recruiters who always hitting us up for travel contracts, right? We get that all the time. Is it the same thing with remote nursing? Like you got recruiters as well saying, "Hey, come work this job." Same thing.
the only way that'd be the same is if you've already had that remote experience. Like
Then
usually if you do not, like I mean do you get anyone from remote nursing companies that message you about,
right. No,
remote
well,
jobs?
no,
No,
no.
because you
Yeah,
don't have
yeah,
the experience. So like the recruiters are looking on LinkedIn to see if you have experience in like these utilization management positions. And some of these positions are contract, so they pay a little more, and they're like, it's a 3-month contract. They'll pay a little more, and then you can transition contract to full time.
yeah. Wow, it's kind of like essentially the same way, right? You can kind of do like travel and remote, right? Pick up contracts.
Technically, yeah, for a little bit more money, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Keep at it. All right, that's good. So, and then it really just shows like Epic, for example. I work at Kaiser, so Kaiser, I think all of Kaiser uses Epic. It's one of our big hospitals over here. So, a lot of people could already leverage what they already know and just make it stand out and get a job on the side. Is it common for nurses to still work bedside and remote nursing?
Yeah, I had a coworker at my previous job. She she was working PRN remote, and then I think part time,
Wow.
in the hospital. So she'd make her own schedule during the week, for her remote job, PRN, just like 4 to
Wow.
8 hours a day, and then on the weekends she'd just work at the hospital, and she'd complain about it every time.
Wow. PRN. Why that? I assume that must be harder to get a PRN remote.
Oh, yeah, it's a little tough at first because most of those positions, just want you to have experience at first. Typically, they'll hire internally, but I believe they're obligated to put that posting on the job board so the whole entire company can see it. So it's a fair for everyone to apply for that job.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, typically they'll probably hire internal. But so to get a PRN job, I always recommend try to work full time. Try to get a full time job first. I mean, it's hard enough to get a full time job. So
Right.
just
Right.
imagine how hard it is to get a part time PRN work from home job.
So what I'm thinking right now is I'm just trying to obviously people here attending, we want them to take action. So I think obviously overviewing so far, right? LinkedIn, that's how you can find it. But I think one of the easiest tasks is same hospital that you already work at. See if they have any openings for remote, and that's a great way for probably you to leverage your existing relationships.
Exactly. Just network, connect. That's what they say. Your network is your net worth.
That's
So
facts. That's so facts. That's good, man. Well, bro, as we summarize this up, anything else you want to add on in terms of value nuggets that we could give to people?
yeah, man. If you're all listening to this right now, you can follow me on Instagram. Reach out to me if you're interested in any of my digital products. I'll give it to you for like half off, 50% off. So like
Oh man,
most
any
of my
keyword?
stuff will be like less than 15, $10. I mean, that's
That's
easy.
fine.
And then like I'll give you some free advice, free consulting. Like I said, I've worked with a lot of people. A lot of people ask me questions, and I know who's hiring and where to go and where not to go.
Yeah, that was another one too, right? Like ending up at the wrong spot is obviously something that we could probably avoid, right? Because the worst thing to do is work so hard, listening to this whole interview and be like, I hate this thing. That's what Phil could help not happen to you.
Yeah, man, just reach out to me on Instagram. I respond to everyone's messages on there for the most part. Unless you're asking how much I get paid exactly, like that's a little I get that a lot. That's a little annoying when people ask.
It's like too. That's like yeah. That's too
That's a little
upfront.
personal. Yeah, I know. Like the first thing they ask is like, "How much you get paid?" I'm like, say hi or something first,
Right.
dude.
Take out to dinner first.
Yeah.
Yes. News me. Come on. Buy me a drink. Come on. Oh man, dude, this was awesome, bro. I appreciate the time. I think I really like this segment because a lot of people do ask, remote nursing. Like a lot of people are feeling burnout, so a lot of us don't want to leave the bedside. I personally love nursing myself. I don't want to leave it, despite what I do with real estate and financial services, I still love the bedside, but it's knowing the fact that there's other ways to leverage your license, such as remote nursing, that kind of highlights this entire segment. And I think it's a big one. I think there's actionable steps here that people can take.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, man. Cool, bro. Well, guys, this was a great segment. His resources tabs are right here on the right. He'll have all the information right here. So click on it. A keyword for the percent off for the discount should be what keyword summit. Just DM you or how do they?
Yeah, just DM me if if you guys are interested in a discount. Yeah, just hit me up. I'll respond.
All right, cool. There you guys go. Say you guys attended the summit and you guys get that value, guys. But peace. See you guys on the next segment.
All right, later.